today's video, I want to show you how to knit possibly one of the easiest scarves that you can tackle after a garter stitch scarf. All this scarf has is some purl stitches thrown in amongst the knit stitches in a nice repeating pattern that gives you this amazing texture. It's a one row repeat, so once you have learnt that one row you can go off and knit your very own scarf super easily. And also I have used a variegated yarn, which means that that does all the work for me in creating colour and pattern alongside the texture that the stitches create. I'm calling this pattern my winter walk scarf because I fully intend on wearing this on my winter dog walks in the next few weeks. But really you could knit this scarf in a lighter weight yarn and use it for the warmer summer months, spring months, and then you can work it in bulky or any weight yarn that you like and just alter the amount of stitches that you cast on to get the right width for what you want it to be. If you want to replicate the scarf that I have knitted, the yarn I used was James Seabright Emotions double knitting. It's a little bit thicker than a double knit yarn, but it still worked up really well on 4mm needles. This scarf can be knitted on straight needles or on circular needles. I like to work back and forth on circular needles, but the width means that you can work this pattern on straight needles. The pattern multiple for this scarf is 6, so you just need to make sure that the number of stitches that you cast on is a multiple of 6. If you're wanting to replicate the width of my scarf, then you're going to need to cast on a total of 48 stitches. Now this pattern repeat does include 2 selvage stitches, and I'm not separating those from the main pattern multiple because they are integral into giving that scarf a really nice neat edge up the long edges. So if you're wanting to replicate the scarf that I made, you're going to need to cast on a total of 48 stitches. I like to use the long tail method, but you can use whichever one you prefer. And for this tutorial, I'm just going to cast on a very small sample of 24 stitches, but you can cast on as many or as few stitches as you like to get the width that you want. As I mentioned in the introduction, this scarf only has one row to learn, so once you've learnt that one row repeat, you are off and on your way. And also this pattern looks identical on both sides, so there is no right or wrong side to the scarf, so it does not matter which side you class as your right side and your wrong side. To start your scarf, you are going to knit 5 stitches. Then you are going to jump into a 6 stitch repeat that you're going to work across your row until 1 stitch before the end of the row. So that will be when you have 1 stitch left on this left hand needle. That 6 stitch repeat goes as follows. You are going to purl 2 stitches. And then you are going to knit 4 stitches. So once more, you are going to purl 2 stitches, and then you are going to knit 4 stitches, and you're going to repeat that combination of purl 2, knit 4 until you have 1 stitch left to work in the row. For this last stitch in the row, we are going to slip it purlwise with the yarn in front. This gives us a really nice neat finish to the row. So the first thing that you need to do with this technique is to get your working yarn to the front of your work. I'm a continental knitter, so I'm just going to lift it and hold it with my right hand needle, and then I will lift it over my work once I've done slipping the stitch. If you prefer to actually physically lift this working yarn so that it's at the front of your work now, that is absolutely fine too. Once you've got that working yarn to the front of your work, you're going to get this right hand needle and pop it into your stitch as if to purl. So that means you're going to go into the stitch from right through to left. If you go from left through to right, you will twist the stitch, and we don't want to do that at this stage. Once that is safely on your right hand needle, you can remove your left hand needle, and then if like me you have held your working yarn, the last step is just to lift it up and over and make sure that it's definitely at the front of your work. Let's tackle that one row once more. To start your row, you are going to knit 5 stitches. Then you're going to jump into that 6 stitch repeat that you're going to work all the way along until 1 stitch before the end of the row. And that goes as follows. You are going to purl 2 stitches, and then knit 4 stitches. That's purl 2, and then knit 4. All the way along until you have just that final stitch left on your needles to work. And then we are going to slip this final stitch purlwise with the yarn in front. So pop that working yarn to the front of your work however you prefer, then grab your right hand needle and go in from right through to left. Make sure that it is firmly on your right hand needle before you move your left hand needle, and then if your working yarn is still hanging over this needle, you are going to lift it up and over and off your work. And that is your 1 row repeat for your scarf. You are going to now work this 1 row over and over until your scarf is the length that you want it to be. And that's a really individual choice. My scarf that I knitted is about 1.9 meters long. That was just long enough for it to feel snugly on me. So there is really no hard and fast rule as to how long the scarf has to be. But if you are knitting as a gift, then between 1.8 and 2 meters is definitely around the right length that you need to be aiming for. Once you've got the length that you need to work your cast off. So I will just work a couple more rows so that I have a little bit more to show you, and then I will show you how we cast off our work and finish off our scarf. The last row of any knitting project is of course your cast off. For this scarf I like to cast off in pattern using a knitted cast off. The only difference between casting off in pattern and casting off just knitted all the way across is the sections where you would normally purl your stitches, you still purl them when you cast off. It's a lot simpler than it might sound at first. To start your cast off, you are going to work across your row in the same way that you would if you were knitting a row, but you are going to work in blocks of 2 stitches. So to start your cast off, you are going to knit 2. Then you're going to get your left hand needle and pop it into the first of the 2 stitches that you worked from left through to right, and you're going to hold the other stitch with your index finger and then use this left hand needle to lift it up and over and completely off your needle. So you've gone from 2 stitches down to 1. Then you are going to work 1 more stitch in the manner that you would normally, so in this case it's a knit stitch, and then you're going to repeat that process of lifting up the first stitch on the needles, up, over and completely off. So again you've gone from 2 back to 1. Once again we're going to knit and then lift. And knit and lift. And you can see here we've now got to the point that we would normally purl a stitch, and so while we are casting off we are still going to purl that stitch. Once you've purled it, you are going to again lift that stitch up and over. This one again is a purl stitch because you can see that it looks like a knit stitch on the front of your work, which means you would purl it. And then you're going to lift that stitch over. And you're going to work your way across your row, either knitting and lifting or purling and lifting all the way to the end of your row. And with this final stitch here, instead of slipping it, you are going to knit it. So I will rejoin you at the end of the row. Once you're left with just this final stitch, you can break your yarn. You want to leave yourself a tail long enough so that you can neatly sew in your ends. And then just to secure this final stitch, I like to lift up to make the stitch bigger. And at that point you can get rid of your knitting needles. Then you're going to pop your finger and thumb through that final loop, grab the tail and pull it all the way through so that it's coming through the middle of that loop. Then you're just going to hold this corner firm and pull the tail nicely to tighten it, and then once you sew your tail in you have a nice neat corner and a lovely finished scarf. A couple of final bits and bobs just before I leave you to your knitting. If you are somebody that prefers to have a written pattern to follow along to, I of course have a free written pattern on my blog, and then there is also a link to buy an ad-free PDF if you would prefer to have something to download and take away with you. Also, if you are more of a beginner and perhaps want to learn in detail on how to cast off, work the purl stitch in the way that I do, or even work the continental knit stitch the way that I do, then I do have separate tutorials that cover all of those techniques, and I've linked them in the description below. Lastly, if you've caught the knitting bug after this scarf and want something else to tackle, I'm going to link another video here that I think you might like, and I will see you for another video soon.